From my experience, it seems that many people don't know what Lord of the Rings Online is, never knew it existed, and essentially are just huge Lord of the Rings fans and want to know more about this game. So here's a quick video about 10 things you didn't know about Lord of the Rings Online. Number 1. Lord of the Rings Online was originally developed by a company called Turbine. However, Lord of the Rings Online is now owned by a company called Standing Stone Games and has been since 2016. Though I do feel that this is an important fact to mention because without Turbine, we would not have the Lord of the Rings game as we know it. And quite frankly, Standing Stone is doing a great job and they continue to add more into the game in terms of the content and just making sure that some of the elements actually make more sense in terms of some of the classes and game mechanics. However, without Turbine, we would not have Lord of the Rings Online today. I mean, maybe another company somewhere along the line would have made a game like this, but I guarantee you it would not have been with this much content as we've gotten. So definitely want to give a little bit of kudos out to Turbine. Now, while Turbine might not be in the picture, Standing Stone Games has done a great job and I am so excited to see what will come more of the game in the future. Though this might be a fact that you weren't aware of, didn't really care about, or otherwise just didn't even pay attention to, but I think it is very important to kind of mention that one company started LOTRO and another company is continuing it out, and who knows what could happen in the future. Number 2, Lord of the Rings Online was originally released in North America in April of 2007. 2007, guys. Every time I tell people that I play Lord of the Rings Online, half of the people I ever talk to never know what it is, and then the follow-up question is, well, how long has the game been out? It can't be out that long, right? And then I'm like, well, no, it's been out for over a decade and I've played it for over half of my life, but that actually means that the game will be 16 years old this April. It's actually going to be April 20th, so make sure to play during the anniversary event that's coming up. But it's so crazy to think that in a blink of an eye, it's probably going to be a 20-year-old game before we know it. I mean, who else has been playing since like the dawn of its creation, huh? Anyone played since beta? I've been there. Number 3, Lord of the Rings Online is a free-to-play game, though it does offer a VIP subscription option with additional benefits for you. While it's super encouraged that you show your support for the game by purchasing a VIP subscription, it's not required at all. In fact, I'm going to have a video for you that's going to cover all of the in-game content that you get as a free-to-play player, because you get an extensive amount and there's actual ways that you can actually play this game without spending a dime of your own money. And I've done it for several years myself. Now, I will highly encourage that you get a VIP subscription, not only to support like the game and the company itself, but I definitely also would recommend that there are just some perks that are a lot more convenient for you as a VIP. But if you choose to grind just a little harder and put a couple more hours into the game, you could actually find yourself getting a lot of neat perks that you could potentially save up for your account and your characters. Number 4, and this is a pretty obvious one, but the game world is entirely based on the literary works of J.R.R. Tolkien, and it features locations like the Shire, Rivendell, Moria, Rohan, etc., and of course the best one, Mordor. The most important thing to know about this fact is that this game is highly based off of the Lord of the Rings books. So if you want to learn about the lore and you haven't touched the books at all, well, guess what? I'm in the same boat. I've never read the books, and yes, I know people are really encouraging it, and yes, I know I gotta listen to the audiobooks, yes. But if you haven't read any of the books, I do encourage you to play the game, because I've learned a lot throughout the game that has really helped me understand more just about the movies and the world in general. What's really neat about this game though is that you can actually put your imagination to work, and the fact of whenever I would read things, I could never depict what the locations look like. It's always been so difficult for me. So to have a game that already has these regions laid out and the look of it, it definitely does feel more realistic and it does immerse me a lot easier. Number 5, LOTRO features a unique music system that allows players to create and perform their own music using in-game instruments. There's so many interesting hobbies in LOTRO that your characters can take part in, like fishing, and of course joining a band and playing some really great tunes. Number 6, the game includes a player housing system which allows players to purchase and decorate their own homes. And your characters definitely need a place to call their own, let's be honest. I mean, especially after long days of traveling and fighting, everyone needs a home. So why don't you go down to the broker office and buy a house, and then you can start paying on a mortgage just like IRL, and you can customize your inside and outside of your home as much as you'd like, and you can be so creative. It's such a unique system that I can't wait to show more of in a future video. Number 7, the game has a very rich crafting system that allows players to create a variety of items. This could be weapons, armor, and even food. The crafting system in LOTRO is pretty robust, and you don't even have to craft if you prefer not to, actually, so I just want to make that clear. But this gives you the potential of getting a lot more resources and coin down the road if you do decide to craft. Crafting can actually give you XP as well, which can help with leveling your character just a little quicker for you. And worst case, if you end up choosing like the worst crafting system and it doesn't help your character whatsoever, sell it in the auction hall. I guarantee you the auction hall will definitely give you some of your money back in the future for your character. Number 8, the rep system, which is super extensive and really cool because this actually can play a lot of factors in your gameplay. How the reputation system works is that it kind of allows you to narrow down who are your friends and who you're super close with in terms of like having alliances. In fact, in certain areas, you actually need to have a certain ranking in order to even interact with some of the resources provided from those areas. So for example, there's a city in Lothlorien where you do have to at least have a certain ranking, and just for this example, we'll say you have to at least be the ranking of a friend in order just to step foot in the city and have the ability to sell and go to the bank and all of that good stuff. So it's pretty much like a game of life because you do have to essentially try to make friends with everyone, max out your reputation where you can, though you can lose your reputation. It's a really unique system that I love to talk more about in a future video. Number 9, the game has multiple expansions which have added so many new regions, quests, and gameplay features like we've mentioned, like Rohan, Helm's Deep, Mordor, all the good ones. These are just few expansions that I'm mentioning, but there are so many more that we have yet to cover, and I have not even mentioned once in this video. We are super fortunate to get these expansions, and I guarantee you there's going to be plenty more in the future. But these expansions will essentially add like a lot of different leveling caps to your character. So more or less the expansions themselves could probably add a good dozens and dozens of hours worth of content for you, which is why it's really cool to kind of explore all these new regions and territories. But not only that, you really get a lot of more content and you get to increase your character levels as well. And last but not least, number 10, LOTRO has a huge community of players who organize events, create guides, resources, and do so much for the community. It's just amazing, and I love being a part of it. I wanted to take a moment and shout out the Twitch community for Lord of the Rings Online. I've met so many great community members and gamers through that, and I just want to take a moment and say I appreciate you all. But there's so many different charity events even going on as well, so I definitely recommend you check those out too. Now, the community has definitely grown in numbers. There's so many new people coming in and learning about the game, and I'd love to teach you more about it. So if you could just check out the playlist I have down below, I have a whole list of guides and tips for you about beginning your LOTRO journey, and I super suggest that you check it out. It's such a great game. Alright, well, I hope that you learned that you should definitely be playing LOTRO right now, and I can't wait to see you in the game, my friends. Stay weird, weirdos, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.